congratulate the Durand Fun Fest Committee, all the volunteers and sponsors. Turned out to be a very great weekend this past weekend. Big crowds at a lot of stuff. I think everything went pretty well. No major issues. Speaking to the Chief Ridgway, who wasn't able to make it tonight to the meeting, but overall a few little minor incidents, but overall really well. There were the new layout seemed to be very comfortable, worked around the park, and again got a number of compliments on that. A few minor things that maybe in future years, as far as layout is concerned, they may consider, but overall, real positive. My congratulations goes out to the Pepin County Dairy Committee for their, I know it's not a thing that we have in town, but obviously it's part of the community, serving 2,100 people at their dairy breakfast on Saturday morning at the Randall and Karma Kohler farm. Also, I'd like to thank the Dig Group for the beautiful flowers. I think everybody, it's one thing that definitely, all the baskets that they hang up and down some of our main streets down here and so on and so forth, I think the flowers look very nice. And again, I would like to thank those. I'd like to remind everybody, next week, the 19th, will be the first music in the park. So next Wednesday evening, remember it used to be the 4th, they moved it back to the 3rd. So the 3rd Wednesday, so it won't conflict with the city council meeting. But again, so the first music in the park event coming up. One thing we talked about, the new basketball court that was donated by the Durand Sportsman's Club up at Tarrant Park is up and operating. It's painted and it looks very nice, and I've driven by there a few times and people are using it. Just so people can sort of take a quick look at the calendar, we're looking at possibly having like a ribbon cutting for everybody with the Durand Sportsman's Club coming up on Tuesday the 25th. That would be probably 6 or 6:30. We'll get that rest of the details to you. But again, if some city council could show up, that would be great. We're hoping to get, the Sportsman's Club is looking to do some things, get some kids in, maybe some kids from the basketball team and so on and so forth, and to do that. But we're looking at the 25th. So once we'll get that date finalized for everybody. And also, obviously the Sportsman Club was very generous to donate about a $30,000 basketball court to us. Their big raffle is coming up. Going to pass these around, don't have to get it. They were given to Matt, so are you sort of gatekeeping these? And,
yep, I'm the gatekeeper.
And so on and so forth. But again, their big raffle comes up here at the end of June. It's a major way for them raising money. And obviously we appreciate the major donation. But if somebody would like to buy a raffle ticket, just go ahead and we'll get help them out a little bit on that. So, okay, that's all I've got. Are there any questions?
Yeah.
Oh yes, and one other thing I mentioned, I want to thank everybody for giving a day up today. Obviously, the interview process for the new city administrator, I think overall it went very well. And I do appreciate everybody's ability. At least you didn't have to give a Saturday like we did to do that. So, but I do appreciate that everybody who came in. Okay, nothing was moved off the consent agenda. We'll move on to the administrator's report. Administrator Rasmussen.
I'm going to tie right into that, Mayor. I don't have much else, so I'll throw this in. As you're aware, I was in charge of the tours today. First part of the tour is I basically just took them right from here to Tarrant Park. And you know, when you go through and you really sit and talk to people and listen to comments from others outside the community, you know, starting with the softball fields that we work with the school on that look so great. Obviously, I'm there talking a little bit about the prospective dog park right in that area, you know, that piece. Looping through the park then and hitting the basketball court and the volleyball court that looks so nice, and the camping facilities we have, and then loop back around and into the Bowerville complex, the baseball field first, the Bowerville complex, football field and track, and the pool there, and talking to all the community input for all of those projects. You know, each of the candidates were, wow, you're really lucky. And it's like, you know what, we are lucky. And so that's, you know, a lot of great work, a lot of great effort, city staff, the community. You know, it's just great that those facilities out there. So I just want to point that out, that every one of the candidates said, wow, that is fantastic. And obviously they're right. Just a couple things as my days wind down here, just wanted to kind of keep you up to date that. So it's really what's on my radar now is getting the audit done, getting those folks in for final before I'm out of here, and the fire district discussions. So those are the two main things, but as I continue to talk to department heads on other projects, otherwise there's, a number of other items that still need to be done as well. I know we're gonna have a discussion at the next council meeting on the Madison Street project and some of the financials pertaining to that. But otherwise, that's what's on my agenda for the coming month, basically, so. Otherwise, that's all I have.
Any questions for the city administrator? Hearing none. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we'll go through each item for this, for approval. Obviously, we held public hearings on the first three things we'll be talking about, and then we have the other list. One other mention, the background on all of this has been complete, including these license applicants, the operator's permits, and the chief has signed off, Chief Ridgway has signed off on all of these with no issue as far as any background with the police department. Okay, so we got discussion, possible action regarding the combination Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage licenses for the businesses that were that we had the public hearing for today, or earlier this evening. Would somebody like to make a motion concerning the combination Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage license applications?
I'll make a motion that we approve the combination Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage license as presented.
Second, and a second. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the combination Class B liquor and fermented malt beverage license. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no.
I'll abstain.
And one abstention from Councilmember Hooker. Next, we have discussion possible action regarding a Class B and Class C for Perks Cafe. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Class B for Class B and Class C for Perks Cafe.
I'll second.
We have a motion and second to approve the Class B and Class C. Is there any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, we'll have discussion possible action regarding the combination Class A liquor and fermented malt beverage licenses for the businesses that we held the public hearing for a little while ago. Would somebody like to make a motion concerning the combination Class A liquor and fermented malt beverage licenses?
I'll make a motion to award the Class A liquor and fermented malt beverage license for the following businesses as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the combination Class A liquor and malt beverage licenses. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next, we have discussion possible action regarding the attached operator license list. This is the orange sheet that was included in your packet. The one thing with the operator license, they can be renewed for 2 years or for 1. That's something, we actually used to only be 1 year at one time, and then we did add that you could do the 2 year. And as I mentioned, the chief has reviewed these and has no concern about any of these newer renewals for these operator license.
I'll make a motion, we approve the operator permits per listed on the orange sheet.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the operator license list. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. They are approved. Next, we have discussion and possible action regarding tobacco licenses for Durand Senex, Durand Fresh Market, Durand Travel Stop, Heike Pharmacy, Handy Mart 1047, Family Dollar, Dollar General, and Quick Trip. Is there any, would somebody like to make a motion concerning the tobacco licenses?
I'll make a motion, we approve the tobacco license for said stores.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve the tobacco licenses. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. They are approved. We're actually, item number 10, we are going to move that to the next meeting. We still need to get the final list put together, but again, we'll bring that back on the 26th for the approval of the coin machine license list. And so we will not be voting on that tonight. We will go ahead and bring that back at the next meeting at the 27th. Next, we have discussion possible action regarding the request about rezoning the property at 620 7th Avenue West, parcel 216-00565, 0000, the former dental office, from current B2 to general business 2, R2, multifamily residential. This item had a public hearing tonight. It also was in front of the Plan Commission on Monday, and they did approve. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Plan Commission meeting?
Sure. Yeah, so as the mayor was about ready to say, the Plan Commission unanimously did approve the request for rezoning. As noted, there are some questions regarding parking. I think that Mr. Arkowski directed and talked a little bit about tonight here as well. Not that it pertains necessarily to the rezoning, but clearly there were some concerns potentially about what his plans with the daycare were going to be, and I know Mr. Ryland did some research. He thought that there was a several-year lease with it, but it's an annual lease apparently.
Yeah, do you guys have a copy of the lease or?
Yeah, we don't, and I don't know
Yeah.
if
I
we're
was
gonna
gonna
need
say,
it, but it is, but your plan is to keep those leases going.
Yes,
Yeah.
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 And I'm not exactly sure what the terms are, but we'd be very open to
Yeah.
whatever.
And again, that's not necessarily anything to do with your rezoning request, but clearly it's, daycare is difficult, and we'd like to see that building continue. And as Mayor noted even a little earlier, we did spend some time talking about potential easements if you were to ever split up those parcels or sell perhaps the daycare parcel.
Gotcha.
But at the end of the day, I think the questions were all asked and answered, and again, Plan Commission recommended approval of the rezoning.
Based on some of the other questions asked by the Plan Commission, so on and so forth, that the applicants are in this business. You have other units that you have in western Wisconsin, correct?
Correct.
And so on, and you also have a building, so you'll be doing a number of the work yourself or subbing it out or those types of things as far
Yeah,
as
yeah,
the
just
remodeling.
depends on the current workload and timing issues.
Sure, but it's something that, but as you say, you have how many other units here in western Wisconsin that you already rent out?
Yeah, like 20
So-
some.
this is
and then,
something.
yeah.
So they bring in a background in this area.
What's the time frame of hoping to have them finish and rent it out?
Hope.
That's on Carrier, like Lowe's Carrier Construction, they're probably gonna, maybe September they could start, it's one of those, whatever they tell you, probably double it. Same with the price.
By the way, you realize this meeting's on YouTube, right? It's just-
You know his feelings.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Was there, again, kind of off of what Scott was saying, was there any effort to looking at making that an extension of the daycare, or was that not a possibility?
I'll mention something before he responds. Dave actually asked them if they wanted to buy it, and then they came, and then they couldn't come to a
Gotcha.
compromise, so.
And the only reason I say
The
this
board
is
apparently turned it down.
we are in a huge crisis for childcare.
That's why I was.
Throughout the state, not only just here, so I think I want to be a little protective of the daycare spots that we have, so.
Yeah, we could use daycare, but the other thing, we're getting housing, so that helps us a little bit on that, but.
As long as they don't have kids. And then just be aware too, there's a lot of rules that go along with like sex offenders, so clearly a sex offender
We
wouldn't be able
mentioned that
to
at the-
rent in those spots, so.
And they said they're very efficient on background checks, those types of things.
I actually run a property management company in Eau Claire,
Yeah.
so that's my whole world.
Sure.
And Eric, this is, from remembering correctly, the sale is contingent on the rezoning.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Correct.
do you have an idea of when, if this moves forward tonight, when you're gonna close?
They were talking in the next week or two.
Gotcha.
Yep,
Okay.
as soon as the title company can finish all their stuff and get that done, yep.
Okay. Okay, are there any questions, either for staff or for the applicants? If not, would somebody like to make a motion concerning this rezoning request from the current B2 general business to R2 multifamily residential?
I will make a motion that we approve the rezoning request from David Ryland, owner, Eric Arkowski, prospective buyer, from current B2 general business to R2 multifamily residential.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Weisenbeck.
Yes.
Councilmember Hooker.
Yes.
Councilmember Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Councilmember Menke.
Yes.
Councilmember Raisler.
Yes.
Councilmember Weisman.
Yes.
All 6 in favor.
Next, we move on to the departments, public safety, police department. The chief is not here. Did he have anything else for you?
No, I thought he said he was gonna have a report on his desk, but
Didn't have anything. I did, obviously, we spoke about this past weekend with Fun Fest. Everything went well. No major issues, a few minor things along the way. So again, overall, it was a really good weekend, so. Okay, move on to fire department. Chief King?
I ain't got much. Last month, we only had 8 calls. The 4 new firefighters that we hired this spring have completed class and are now state certified firefighter 1, so they're fully trained. And then the latest news I got on the ladder truck is they're still shooting for the 1st or 2nd week of August. You're supposed to send me a picture tonight, and I haven't gotten one. So the truck is in production. That's about all I got.
So how many active firefighters you got with the addition of the 4 trainings?
34 or 35 right now. I think 35.
Any questions for Chief King? Hearing none, we'll move on to ambulance. Director Bignell?
I'll give you guys your reports. I got a call just before I came down here.
Yes.
Last month we had 33 calls. 31 of them were 911 calls. 2 of them were transfer requests. All 911 calls were made. 2 transfers were made. 1 went to Marshfield Hospital in Marshfield from Advent, and Wabasha to the Eagles Rest in Pepin. June we were training on wounds, fractures, shock and heat emergencies. And the upcoming training for July will be our EVOC training. And our new EMR that we hired, Logan Mason, just recently became our newest national registered EMT. So he will now be transitioning his role from EMR training to EMT.
Cool.
That's all I got.
When we do the transfer, like if we drive to Wabasha and then back to Pepin,
Mhm.
so we charge the mileage as soon as we leave the rig leaves the building?
Transfers are a little bit different. Usually it's loaded mileage that we charge, but we make the most money off transfers.
Oh, I know, that's what I was
Because,
gonna say, how long
yeah.
do we?
Yeah. I don't know exactly how it's billed out. I just know when it's medically necessary for a transfer, the insurance companies can't fight it, so we get the best payment. Scott would probably know.
Okay. Well, congratulations on having very good month as for calls and meeting those. Anything else?
Nope.
Any other questions for ambulance? Okay. Moving on to Public Works, Superintendent Gillis, may report.
Yes, a couple things. 6th Avenue East road construction project started Monday, stripping all the concrete out. They'll be digging a manhole in tomorrow and then subcutting, hauling rock back in. Hopefully, barring weather, maybe pouring concrete next week. That project's moving along well. The seal coat project should be taking place tomorrow on Washington 9th and 10th. I got the phone call this morning that they were going to come to town. They put up no parking signs and put door knockers on the doors. I understand the door knockers just kind of say 7A to 7P. They don't have a lot of information on the door
I don't
knocker.
even say what day.
Yeah. So they are coming tomorrow. The timing of it will be dependent on if we get any rain tonight and the roads are wet tomorrow morning. But tomorrow morning, they're supposed to be knocking on doors, kind of informing residents, hey, we're going to be seal coating your side of the street. They'll only be doing half the street at a time, so half will be open, half will be closed. Depending on the weather, the wind, the temperature, should take about an hour to dry or less, and then they'll shift over to the next lane. So they will have guys controlling intersections, controlling lanes, and I will be up there as well. Hopefully we get to spraying by mid-morning. Everything will be wrapped up by what I'm hoping is early afternoon, barring any issues with equipment and personnel and people. So all came on. Monday they were coming this week, Tuesday they weren't coming this week, and this morning they were coming this week.
So it won't be 7 a.m.
It will not be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's kind of, the nature of door knockers is it just gives you hey, we're coming, don't park here from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for planning. It gives us a window, in case, we don't want to say we're going to start at 8 o'clock and be done by 11 o'clock, and, then we break down or we have other issues and we don't get going. So those door knockers tend to be generic, just says, hey, here's a 12-hour or 10-hour window that we could potentially be here to do the project. But it will definitely not take all that long. I think when we did Madison Street last year, they were in and out of here in 3 hours. Everything sprayed, opened back up, and done. And that was prepping intersections and all that type of stuff. So shouldn't keyword. It is construction, so shouldn't take us much more than that to do that section. Swimming pool is underway. We have footings being poured. Some of the foundation walls are going up. So progress on the pool continues, barring any rain. We're supposed to pour the other set of footings today or tomorrow. So that is moving forward. We still have not officially got the permit from the state for the pool portion of the project. We're working on that. Phone calls with the state, kind of doing some pleading to get that permit. They did end up reviewing it yesterday. They are adamant that we need to add showers, 2 more showers to each bathroom. According to code that has changed within the last year, the outdoor showers are not allowed to be counted for the bather load for the pool. So we have to add showers in the building. When we heard that, we were a little nervous, as we already have footings and stuff poured if we had to change walls. We spent most of the day yesterday revamping the inside, the layout inside the bathrooms to the point where we do not have to add walls, we don't have to have anything. What we're going to do is we had kind of a little nook for a bench in each bathroom. We're going to take that bench out of that nook, move our sinks into that area, and then where the sinks were, we will add 2 shower heads. So essentially all we have to do is add some more plumbing underground for the sinks and more plumbing for the shower heads and floor drains for the showers. We are going to move the configuration of the bathroom stalls around a little bit to make the benches fit in there possibly. There will need to be a change order for this. We need to get this moving as soon as possible, so kind of made some of these decisions yesterday. Talked with the mayor and Scott here this afternoon just to kind of make sure everyone was on board with it. This is the best scenario that we can come up with without having to add walls and really refiguring the entire bathroom. So we will be bringing forward probably the next meeting a change order. At that time, I can throw up on the screen exactly what we're going to do. Right now it's just kind of a lot of chicken scratching on the plans, kind of drawing things in to see where they would fit. We'll actually have actual plans to look at the next month's meeting. So as well as a change order for filling the cinder blocks up with the concrete foresight on our part that wasn't in the plan. So next meeting should be 2 change orders for the pool. So we were doing pretty good, saving money on doors and.
We want record to say that we officially approve them.
Do they have to go through the committee first, or no?
Oh, no, this is just a total.
Change orders come directly.
There's 2 ways of looking at it. If there's other things that that we're doing, because we got a few other things that are a little cheaper, and how much is this gonna eat up, but obviously that's why we got the $180,000 in contingency. So we probably will burn up a little bit of that when we do the change order and on. But if we save a little bit in some other areas, at the end of the day, maybe it'll come out and so on, yeah.
So we're still, value engineering as we build this to see where we can and or can't make things more economical. We did save probably about $4,000 to $5,000 on doors. Unfortunately, now we're gonna eat that up plus. But the pool project is moving along. We can't really start digging the pool basin until we get these certified plans from the state. So we're in a rush to get them these plans. They said they won't kick it out and make us start over from scratch. We thank them, and we're hoping to get these plans rectified by the end of this week and out to them. So, did I misspeak there?
No, just something.
You'll get this, ask the mayor if you remember.
Remember earlier that
earlier
was
today we were
talking
talking,
about.
I was gonna ask.
It's really nothing, I just said.
Is bather load a fancy state euphemism for swimmers?
Yes. Yes. Last but not least, the number 1 pump at the lift station came back about $34,000. That'll also be on next meeting's agenda to approve that. We do not have enough money in our operating budget to cover the total cost of that after we fix that press, so we'll be back here with basically a budget amendment to spend that money. And I'll have more information as well next meeting. That's where we're at with that. That's all I got. I've talked enough.
Do you think that doesn't cost money?
No, I don't.
I do want to thank Matt for his hard work with the
That's
state about
cheap.
helping to get those plans, pushing that up with the state to try to get that together so that we can get the final permits on everything for the swimming pool. Did a great job with that. Anybody else have any other questions for Public Works Utilities? Okay, next we have discussion possible action regarding Resolution 2406, the Consumer Maintenance Annual Report. Everybody had it included. This is something that is done every year for our wastewater treatment facility. There's a lot of information there if you want to really go through it all, but I'm the type of person, I always go to the back page with the final grades. I mean, that's probably the one that, Matt, if you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll just go again to the back page. For those of you that are not familiar with it, feel free to call me. We can discuss it at the end of the day, but this is basically the operation and maintenance of the treatment plant. You can see effluent quality, what we're putting out in the river. We have 0 issues meeting that quality. The phosphorus levels that we put out in the river, we don't have any issues meeting that currently. Our biosolids management, we have no issues. Staffing, we get grade A for that, for all the training that you folks generously allow us to attend. We are fully certified. All of our guys are certified, so we get good grade on that. Financial management, that's the one that we've struggled on over the years, but the last few years we've got that up to an A with our annual increases that we have done in the sewer department over the last 4 or 5 years. And collection system, again, we get an A on that for all of our work out there, random cleaning sewers, flushing sewers, maintenance, inspections, things like that. So overall, the guys do an excellent job maintaining the treatment plant. Treatment plant's 43 years old, so it takes a lot of TLC to keep a 43-year-old plant running. And as you can see, nothing in the wastewater treatment plant is cheap. So the maintenance that we do keeps us from having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars replacing stuff. So, not saying something can't break tomorrow, but the guys do an excellent job keeping things up to par.
I would just like to thank Matt and his staff, everybody for doing such doing a lot of hard work to make sure that those grades still look good, and the efforts.
Couple years in a row.
Yeah, we've been quite a few years in a row. We've been able to get those. Everything's really good. So, any questions specifically on the report? If not, we do have to approve this by resolution. We have Resolution 2406, resolving that the Common Council of the City of Durand, with its majority of members concurring, that the DNR is hereby notified that the Compliance Maintenance Annual Report has been completed and reviewed and is attached to this resolution. Number 2, found no actions presently required to maintain effluent requirements contained in the city's WPDES permit approved this day, the 12th day of June 2024. Would somebody like to offer this resolution, please?
I'll offer resolution 2406.
Is there a motion to pass it?
Go ahead.
I make a motion to pass resolution 2406, Consumer Maintenance Annual Report.
And is there a second?
Second.
And we have a second. Okay, resolution 2406 is on the floor for any further discussion. Hearing none, roll call please.
Councilmember Hooker.
Yes.
Councilmember Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Councilmember Raisler.
Yes.
Councilmember Menke.
Yes.
Councilmember Weisenbeck.
Yes.
Councilmember Weisapple.
Yes.
All 6 in favor.
6 in favor, the resolution passes. Okay, next we move on to, let's pay the bills.
I don't see any bills.
Oh, there's some.
They're right there.
Oh,
I looked over here.
I did the same thing, man. I'm like, I see him, this got
I
some,
brought
where
it
are
in,
they?
I'm like,
What do you mean you don't see it right in front of you? Nick's just on top of
This has been a long day for everybody.
I could have set them down in between, dropping it half there and half there.
We lost pickles, we could have lost
Yeah.
bills.
25.
We found pickles out.
Just a reminder, next common council meeting is the 26th. We do have a number of things to go on that. Again, as we said, also up to have a resolution to honor our state champion here in town. Again, sort of keep an eye on the 25th with the ribbon cutting up at the new basketball court. Reminder, Music in the Park coming up on the 19th. Do any committees have to meet?
To get a variance request today that I have yet to review, so that's a potential.
And then we'll go for the Board of Appeals?
Yes.
And it's a variance for?
Running a business in a residential area.
Okay. So once you get everything organized, try to get the Board of Appeals and. Good.
Where's this one?
Music in the Park.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just wrote that down too, so. It's so fresh in my mind.
I read it, I can't remember who's playing in the first one. Chris Cruzy's in the second one. I think.
Are they doing one second first?
No, it's Bads or something, I don't know, something like that. It's also GT.
Where's that?
You did leave some of the powers for the boys tomorrow.
Thank you for leaving those.
There's some walking out with them. Where are you going with those?
Well, they're really good. Very nice of you doing that.
You guys see there's a pickleball court going in Arkansas?
Oh,
Where are they building?
Arkansas Creek Park.
Oh, is that what
Right
they're
in the
doing?
program. Yeah. It's gonna be, I think, a basketball court, new playground, and pickleball court.
wow, they're putting it good there.
I think
Yeah, I
we're
saw
gonna,
that, I saw they were doing some work.
I think we're gonna try and host like a learn how to play pickleball day or
Oh,
something.
that'd be fun.
What is pickleball?
Uh-oh.
Miniature tennis?
One second.
I think so.
I thought it was like
Kind of.
tennis. I thought it
Yeah.
was
It's
like
a cross
tennis.
between
Badminton.
Like tennis and
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ball, the ball's a wiffle ball.
Yeah.
Wiffle ball like a
And it's a
baseball.
solid
Solid
paddle.
mallet, yeah. Or
But it's-
mallet,
it's-
yeah.
really popular. I mean, Chippewa
Oh,
Falls
gosh,
has
yeah, take-
like
It's
the-
like the fastest growing
It made
sport in the
ESPN.
country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's funny, the local courts though, everyone playing is like 60. ESPN, everyone playing is 16.
Yeah.
Early 20s, the professionals.
There's not a lot of running yet, but
Well, yeah,
you guys have to move around a little bit too.
that's,
Yeah, that's smart. You don't have to help with the bed.
sounds like a perfect course for you, BJ.
No, sir. I'll be a spectator.
I could come up with a doubles partner for you too.
Well, which side's bad for you, BJ? Which knee?
Both.
Let's say my right one's bad, if your left one's bad.
No, sorry.
Both of them, I don't know what to help with that.
What's that little court thing it's only about that high at?
That's the Gaga ball.
And what is that?
It's a form of dodgeball.
That's
Yeah.
a
Safer,
dodgeball.
safer form of dodgeball.
It's like
You
playing
use your
dodgeball in a
feet.
closet, isn't it?
Something like that.
Can you use your feet or?
Yeah.
do you-
No, you're supposed to like slap the ball into the ground, and the ball has to bounce up and hit the person from like the waist down, type of thing.
It's really big in Boy Scout, north or something.
I've seen them things on.
Gone are the days of just flipping a ball at somebody.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
They frowned on that.
Dodgeball, battle ball.
When was River Valley Raptors here?
They haven't been, they're going to be. So we're just getting the check ready because she hands it to them when they're here.
Oh, gotcha.
And I think they're here between, between our two council meetings, so we're just getting it ready.
At the library?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We don't have anything fun here like that.
We've worked with them twice this year, and yeah, our office knows them pretty well. Have you seen her present before?
I haven't, I'd like to see it.
Abby's awesome.
Do
you know what- what branch she's
too?
I
This was a big
don't.
proponent.
Lori, he's the one that sets all that up, the librarian.
Okay.
She'll be able to tell you.
Your bar stools. Oh, God. Yep.
Oh, you know, I don't think, I never mentioned it.
They're not.
Yeah. I
I
told
was
Mayor,
just-
we had that special meeting. I didn't mention it to anybody though. We should've brought that up.
Wait for another round. Oh, just a quick announcement, I'll add on to my report that we had brought the discussion about the library board about applying for the grant. They are not applying this time around, this grant cycle. So they will not be applying for that, just to let everybody know,
Maybe due to timing,
timing and stuff, so.
lack of projects, so.
Okay. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the vouchers?
I'll make a motion, we approve the vouchers as presented.
Is there a second? We'll get a second. Motion second to approve the vouchers. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Weisapple.
Yes.
Councilmember Menke.
Yes.
Councilmember Hooker.
Yes.
Councilmember Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Councilmember Raisler.
Yes.
Councilmember Weisenbeck.
Yes.
6 in favor.
Anybody, any other future issues or agenda items? If not, next regular council meeting's on the 26th. And if not, would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. We are adjourned.